Hi, this is Mike of Nearly Enough Dice, and this is the Kerbal Space Program. Right, Steel Snake 4 is on the launch pad. Going to rescue Bob Kerman, who is on the moon and had a slight crashing incident. I can get rid of the alarm clock, I don't need any of that. Although I do notice that my NoHo window is coming up, so I'm going to have to start thinking about that very soon. But first, let's see if we can't get Bob off the surface of the moon and all that delicious science. But mostly Bob. I'm mostly concerned about Bob and not the delicious science that he has. Bob. He's the important one. Anyway, despite the fact that, well, I'm probably not going to show you the launch because hopefully that's going to go smoothly. Now I've worked out how to fly this thing again, and yeah, you may rejoin me when I'm about to land, hopefully very close to Bob, and hopefully not in a crashing kind of way. Right, so orbit went well. The launch. Probably what I need to do. I mean, I have to keep myself under 300 meters a second up until there's going to be a point in the atmosphere where the atmosphere is thin enough that I can go above 300 meters a second. So I need to start learning when that point is. But the launch worked out pretty well. I'm quite happy with it. My current orbit is 82k versus 81k, which is very nice. I'm quite pleased with that. Right, so I now have. Oh, I think I need to check. Yes, I need to check that because I tend to have the separator in a separate stage to the engine. So the engine, in fact, wasn't going to fire when it was meant to fire, which is in 14 minutes. So I'm just going to warp to next maneuver. Now, at the moment, so this is my target. So I'm going to have a go at setting my inclination with a correction burn halfway through, and see how well that goes. I'm also going to have to be extra specially careful when I do my equalization burn, because twice now I have had that simply not work. And when I do, the time warp to my equalization burn has just gone straight past it, and that's caused me problems. And obviously I don't want this to happen on this particular mission. That would be bad. So counting down to node burn. I wonder if there's can you make a mod, I wonder, that actually gives you a countdown both for the burn start and also burn end. I think it'd be a neat thing. 3, 2, 1, 0. So given this is, well, given this is going to be like a 50, it's going to be a minute of roaring engines. Well, the next thing I'm going to need to do, I'm fairly far out. I'm doing this deliberately to give myself more room to maneuver. But what I'm going to want to do is bring my inclination down so I'm coming close to where the lander is, and hopefully kill my velocity enough that I can actually land closely, and this time make sure my suicide burn actually happens at the right time instead of not, which is kind of what I did. Okay, so just going to ease my way in, and hopefully you're going to see the orbit come in. Oh. I hit the Z key instead of the X key, and that's slightly annoying. You really need to have those two things slightly further apart. But I should be able to fix it. Doing so well, but you can see that I'm actually now able to control exactly. Boom. There you go, look at that. So I was able to see I can see exactly where I'm going to end up now, which is nice. Oops. Okay, so next up is the correction burn. Right, correction burn coming up. I've thrust limited, so this will come to an actual 4-second burn, opposed to the fraction of a second what it was before. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. 3, 2, 1, 0. See, again, it's just I haven't done it from this view, but doing it from this view is just so neat. You can just see what's happening. I'm going to need to do another correction when I get there, or because obviously the moon will have rotated underneath me and all that kind of stuff. But 0.2 meters a second. Why am I caring about 0.2 meters a second? Alrighty. I've got some decisions to make. So I'm in fact going to warp to here, I think. Yeah, because one of the possibilities is I just go for it straight from here. Depending on where this is, by the time I get there, I may want to go straight for a landing, or I may want to orbit first and then rearrange, because if I do orbit, I'm very likely to want to change my inclination again. Possibly quite a lot, so... Decisions. See you in a bit. Right, so SOI change has happened, and as you can see, the moon has actually rotated quite a bit. Now, I'm just going to have a quick... I'm not actually going to use that maneuver. I'm going to use directly the... anti-normal. Right, so I'm in fact going. Looks like I'm going to have to completely undo that original inclination change, because the rover, well, the landing site, I didn't take that into account fully. Where's my delta? I've got a ton of delta E, so not too much of a problem. Probably should have just gone into an equatorial orbit in the first place and just left it there. So I'm just going to maneuver. I'm just going to circularize from here, and then kind of decide what to do. Close enough, close enough, close enough. And because I'm paranoid about missing these equalization burns, because I've had a couple where they I'm fairly sure I clicked on this and then walk the next maneuver, and it goes right past. I don't want that to happen again. So I'm going to walk to here, in fact. So just in case that's still a problem. There you go. Because it might, I do wonder if it was the big long, the fact that I was warping from such a long distance away that the game just got confused, poor thing. Now, I actually think that I want to do this now. I think that's gonna. In fact, I'm wondering. I want to do that, I think, just enough that it's still vaguely in orbit, so that I can get out if I need to. Well, actually, the other option is to just go for it. And adjust on the way down. Let's just quick save, shall we? Before I make this possibly stupid decision. I think the game has told me that I should have actually already burnt if I was going to do this. Yeah. Okay, so this isn't going to happen, so let's just go. Just try and get the circularization in. I could have done it maybe, but I didn't pay attention to how much time I had left. I've limited my goddamn engine. I didn't unlimit it. I'm in Egypt. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Right, so let's go back to that and see if I can now do this. Always, always, always unlimit your engine. Once you've done one of your limit engine burns, I think this is kind of the message we need to come to. I have bollocks is up. I'm just going to wait till I get round again. So I'm just going to right, give it that. So about 90 degrees away, which is about there, I think. Yeah, it's more like pretty much exactly there. Can I? Well, I can set this as my target. But what I'm not, rather annoyingly. Oh wait, no. Oh. So there you go. It does give me an ascending node and a descending node, which I don't think I'm going to actually use. I think I want to do that here. that's going to leave me still with something resembling an orbit, so I'm bringing myself further down. Right, that'll do. Question is, I don't. Yeah, that should be right. Obviously, this is going to rotate still underneath me. Yeah, underneath my orbit, but it shouldn't be. I should, because I've arranged it so I'm now following its path more or less, or I will be. 3.4 seconds. Okay, cool. So I'll time off a little bit ahead. Right, so 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Right, close enough. So basically here is where I'm going to kill my velocity entirely, as close as, and that'll give me a bit of a thing for the moon to rotate underneath me. I've still got plenty Delta V. So I should be able to kill. I think this certainly, yeah. Delta V total. Oh no, it's Delta V total. But anyway, Delta V left is 721 in this stage. And I'm just gonna wonk my. No, actually, I don't think I need to. Yeah, okay, good. I was worried about the usual thing that I'm going to want to hit spacebar and maybe hit spacebar again, but I'm not going to. I've set it so as soon as I hit stage, that's going to drop away, and those 4 lander engines are going to come on. Yeah. So we'll see how far. Whoop, taking over. Now all I need to do is not crash the bloody thing like I did last time. Yeah, basically my suicide burn I let it go too late. I was trying to cover too fine, and I covered fine the other way and went smashy smash. And the thing about a suicide burn is, once you have committed to it, that's pretty much it. Right, so that hasn't actually. So I need to move that more like that. So let's change that. Whoop. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And now I want to get rid of the orbit one, or the surface one. Now I might as well. there we are down there. Right, so let's kill that. So what I'm actually interested in now is killing my horizontal speed. And I'm just going to... I think I'm beyond them. I don't think I'm going to... What I'm worried about, if I just drop this now, it's going to land on their head. So I'm just going to drop it while it's still got some horizontal velocity. Put my gear down. And then I will... Alright, so I'm now plummeting straight down. Directly pretty much off it. So that's going to miss them. So yay. Now I have to look at my suicide burn thing. And I have to be better than what I did last time, which was idiotic and stupid and ended up with me smashing into the ground. Let's put my lights on. We are on the day side of the moon, which is kind of nice for watching, but obviously I would have landed whenever I would have landed. My horizontal speed is quite high. No, vertical speed. There we go, vertical speed, another one. 95 meters a second, so, yeah. Nothing to worry about, la la la. Okay, so I'm gonna be probably overly paranoid and start drifting down about 100 meters. But I do have a ton of delta V, so I should be fine. And I want to be conservative because I want to land this thing. There is no point doing an abort. Because that's just sending up an empty lander. That's completely pointless. Not landing as on top of them as I would like, to be perfectly honest. I could do... You know, sod it. I'll drift over that way or something. I'll sort something out. Right, let's go back to looking at this. Staring at it fixedly. So I'm going to be quite a distance away. Right, so thousands of meters up in the air. And annoyingly it's going to come down to tens of meters in the end. But like I say, I'm going to be paranoid about, well, hopefully I'm going to be paranoid about it. That's the thing, I'm going down 100 meters a second, so I need to be, let's go for 200 meters a minute. Because obviously I'm suddenly realizing that I need to think in terms of my reaction speed. Meters. I'm going more than 200 meters a second, so fuck it now. Alright, I have overcompensated. That's fine. I also want to rotate my craft such that it is pointing like that, so that my keys make sense. Okay. Oh. Okay. So I'm keeping that as close to 4 meters. What I'm aiming to do is get that to 4 meters a second. And pretty much stay there. Okay, let's go back to pointing up. So yeah, I'm quite high above the train. I don't need to be this high. So I can go for another maybe suicide burn thing. Don't know what that was. Well, I must presumably it was my engine, but I'm surprised it. Right, so we're going to, again, I'm going to slow down. To be perfectly honest, you know, I'm getting on for a kilometre away now. This is well within, maybe I should just land distance. What's the slope like? Slope's quite high. So I'm going to slow down. I'm slowing down horizontally, I mean. Actually, I need to slow down even more. I need to chase that retrograde marker up to the top of the nav ball. So when I get down quite low, is when I'm going to start thinking about slope and that, and looking for places to land. Lots of delta V, everything's fine. Slope's really high at this point. little bit way this way. So I've overcompensated a little bit, but that's fine. Going up slightly rather than. Oh, I need to rotate the craft. I actually thought the where we ended up, where we crashed, was actually not a bad landing site. So I'm going to head back over that way. More or less zero. There we go. I think we might stop here. Or not, because we're going back up again. Right, that's... Good enough anyway. Yes! Rush! Sweet! I'm going to call that a successful rescue mission. Well, no. We're going to call it a successful landing is what we're going to call it. EVA. Right, take 51 bits of data. Oh, I forgot to extend the ladder. But that's okay. The RCS will handle it. Yes! Okay, I'm in fact going to do some science while I'm down here. So I might as well. There we go, just grab all that. Leave the sample bay tools, then do something else for a while. So that's 100 science on its own, so it's really, really worth doing. And collect the data, remove the data. I've suddenly realised I've got to do the same with the goo. Remove the data and restore it. Oh, I can extend the ladder. Sweet. I have to RCS up anyway, as I recall. You can't quite get through there. But it just gives me. It's going to give me a more of a target to aim for. Yes. Oh, lordy lord, that is very, very pleasing. The worst thing about having a really rather successful landing is I am awfully tempted to try to get to the twin craters official, you know, I'm in the twin craters, but I'm no itty no, we are not doing that. That is not what we're doing. What we're doing is we are quick sailing at this stage. Right, I think that's going to be an episode. Successful. Wow, right. Rescue. Oops. So I'm going to call it there. Obviously, what I need to do next is launch, get into a relatively equatorial orbit, rendezvous with the Platinum Puffin, transfer science over, transfer Bob over because I want, and transfer crew. I've got stuff to do. But the next thing to do is get off the moon, and rendezvous with the Puffin, and then work out what to do from there. So thanks so much for watching. I do hope you've been enjoying this rather stressful rescue. And you can hit like and subscribe if you want to see more of these videos. You can also find Nearly Enough Dice at nearlyenoughdice.com, and we also have a presence on Twitter and Facebook, so just search for Nearly Enough Dice on those. And until next time, reach for the stars, and don't leave astronauts behind.